Hey everybody, it's BDF44 coming at you with another video. So I want to comment on Joel Embiid's. I don't even want to call it an injury because we really don't know what the results of the MRI will be. But he did have a situation where he went to attempt to dunk a ball. I don't know if he connected on the dunk or not. I got to look at it again. But I did see that he hyperextended his knee, landed on it straight down. It bent backwards. It wasn't pretty. Um, he was able to get up on his own, so that was very encouraging. But unfortunately, I remember a couple players being able to get up on their own and walk away from injuries. It looked like they're going to be okay, and then the MRI comes back positive. So we're just going to pray for them and hope for the best for Joel Embiid. Um, they have been riddled with so much injury slash COVID stuff. That Philadelphia 76er team, it's just amazing to see that they're still where they are in the standings given how much adversity they've faced with players out. I mean, it's one thing after another. But, this is by far the scariest moment of their season because Joel Embiid is playing like an MVP. It's about what it's fluctuating because James Harden is throwing his name in there. People want to start throwing in Steph Curry. People are throwing in uh, who else's name I've been hearing? Chris Paul's name is starting to get some rumblings. I'm looking at a guy in Denver by the name of Jokic. So it's a lot of guys who've qualified for the MVP as of right now. I think LeBron is still our front runner, but Joel Embiid was the guy that was right next to him. And if he's going to miss some significant time, that's obviously going to affect what happens there. So it's just very unfortunate, obviously. Joel Embiid has had more than enough leg injuries in his career. Um, to say the least, we know the entire process was basically built around his drafting and development to go along with Ben Simmons, of course. And they just had injury issues, and it's just one after another. They took their time trying to get this guy from his rookie season to where he is now in terms of his conditioning. They did a great job. And he's such a phenomenal talent. He's one of the smartest players in all of basketball. He learns faster than the average human being, and he doesn't forget what he learns. That was the scouting report on him coming out of college. He wasn't just a good have a good. He didn't just have good size. He wasn't just a good basketball player. This was somebody who had superior learning ability, and I never forgot that. I never forgot that. So I understand exactly what you're dealing with when you're talking about Joel Embiid. And being that he started his career playing basketball, rather, he started later in life, he's only going to get better. He's still fairly new to the game in comparison to the rest of the field, and he's 10 times better than most of the field. So injuries are the only thing that can really stop this guy. I've seen him at his best. He played some of his best basketball against the Lakers, destroying us when we saw him about 2 years back. He destroys us every time we see him, and he's just a phenomenal talent who can put the ball on the floor, who can run, shoot. Sometimes he shoots a little too much, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know Joel Embiid's game. But at the end of the day, it's just about health for the guy. If he's healthy, he's going to be a part of a championship caliber team every year, in my opinion. He's always going to be in the mix. It's just a matter of them, making sure they keep him healthy. So, yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Joel Embiid. I like the guy. I like him a lot. I think he's going to continue to dominate this league. Health, again, it's a broken record. I must say, it's all about health for Joel. So where the Philadelphia 76ers go from here? Well, they have some insurance policies. That's a good thing. They have Dwight Howard. We know, Laker fans know that you can win a championship with Dwight Howard as your center right now. We just did. So I don't think they're in a terrible hole. Now, if Joel has to miss significant time, obviously that changes the dynamic of the entire Eastern Conference. But if he's only going to miss, say, AD time, maybe if he misses like maybe 3-4 weeks at the, God forbid it ain't that serious, but if he does miss that much time, 4 weeks, even 6 weeks, I still think Philadelphia is going to be all right because they're getting a lot of support from a lot of players. Not only do I know this because I kind of pay a little attention to him, but I'm actually in fantasy basketball going up against a guy in one of my leagues who literally has the entire team as his fantasy team. Everybody on the team is from the Sixers, and he's doing great today. He's winning. He's beating me. He's up by like 12 points. So that'll tell you right now exactly how good of a week the Philadelphia 76ers have had from an entire standpoint. And the issue I had with the 76ers has always been their coaching. And they shored that up. They were deeper to me last year than the Milwaukee Bucks, and I think they are very much a deep team this year. Obviously, the Eastern Conference starts and stops with the Brooklyn Nets as of right now, especially since Joel went down with this injury. That reinforces that even more. But in my opinion, at the same time, I still think Philadelphia is in the mix because of the depth that they have and because of the elite defensive players that they have in various positions. Matisse Thybulle is getting better by the second. He's had a couple of really good games in a row, filling in for Ben Simmons. He's going to continue to push forward in his trajectory as one of the better defenders, if not one of the best defenders in all of basketball going forward. And I expect a lot of Shane Battier type energy from him going forward. A lot of PJ Tucker type of stuff from Matisse Thybulle. He's the real deal defensively. And his offense, I think, is coming along. I'm not certain, but he's productive as hell. You want him on the floor. So as he gets better, Tobias Harris is having a phenomenal year. Couple that with his immaculate chemistry with Doc Rivers. They were amazing together in the Clippers, and they're amazing now at Philadelphia. So I think that's a match made in heaven, and I think that team is going to continue to keep themselves above the playoff race, even if they do have to miss Embiid for some weeks, and of course Simmons is out right now with the COVID thing. So assuming Ben Simmons should be back very soon, I think they're going to be all right. Dwight will hold them down. I've seen him do it as recently as 6 months ago. He'll hold you down. And they got a bunch of weapons. Again, Tyrese Maxey, it's one of my favorite young talents in this league, one of my favorite young rookies, rather. He's not even getting 8 minutes. More shots will be available for a guy like Furkan Korkmaz, if I'm saying his name correctly. He's capable. More shots available for Shake Milton. He's more than capable. Definitely like Shake Milton. He's not a role player. He's a little better than that. He's going to continue to be better than that as he goes forward in this league. They have so many guys that can help them. Seth Curry is now healthy, back from injury, shooting again. It just goes on and on. They got a guy by the name of Tony Bradley. I might have mentioned him before. The Lakers drafted him for the Utah Jazz a couple years back. He's starting to round into form. He is putting himself in a position to be somebody on that squad. So as far as I'm concerned, Philadelphia has more than enough talent to keep themselves in the race. They just got to weather this storm. So I like Philly. I've had them as the Eastern Conference favorite with the Nets all year long, and injuries is the only thing that's going to stop that. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I'm concerned for Joel, but encouraged by how that whole scene played out. They didn't need to bring out the stretcher for him, so that was a good thing. But the injury was nasty, and at the very least, he's going to have to deal with some very, very serious soreness. So at the very least, he's going to be missing the next probably 4 games at the least. And at worst, shoot, you know how bad things can get, and I don't have to tell you how bad it can get, especially as it pertains to this player. So prayers out to him and his family and everybody over there at Philadelphia. Much love to you guys. Thank you for watching me, BDF44.